What up, people? It's your boy Master Chudy out here with a review of a movie that just came out, and to draw parallels to it. So, I've seen Incredibles 2, and I liked it. I loved it. You know, um, there will be some spoilers in this one, just letting you know if you haven't seen it. So, fair warning. Just want to let you know. But this was a fantastic movie. I really liked it, and it did something that The Last Jedi failed to do, which was that it respected its past and the source material. In this case, one movie, but it still respected it, and people were fearing what could happen. So the story is pretty good. I liked it. It was an interesting thing. People talking about, oh, it's not the original. Well, I'm glad that it wasn't trying to be the original, much like how Star Wars is trying to be, or the Force Awakens was trying to be back then 2015. So we got the classic thing, they're still illegal, superheroes are, but then we see that, business tycoon reaches to Mr. Incredible, Elastigirl, and Frozone, And first off, I think all the characters were done very well. I mean, you know, Elastigirl, we didn't get to see much of her in the first movie. I mean, she did her thing. She was experienced. She showed her skills. But in this one, we get to really see how she was definitely a super of her caliber back when the supers were still in their golden era. And I really like the new suit. I actually like it a lot better than her incredible suit and her original suit. Um, they really delved into her being, basically. To cut back to it, Frozone, Mr. Incredible, Elastigirl offered a chance to be supers again by a business tycoon. And initially when Frozone tells Mr. Incredible and Elastigirl about it, Elastigirl's like, nah, I'm not really feeling the superhero thing anymore. I don't really want to do it. And she only gets into it because, Bob is pushing her into it. So she decides to, do it. And that's when the guy says, okay, look, we want Elastigirl to be our to be the forefront of our campaign to re-legalize supers in society. Now, one would think like, oh, here we go, Elastigirl's this, and they're trying to crap down on Mr. Incredible. No, that's not exactly how it works, and they do it in very interesting ways. So, you know, it's not like she leaps up and takes the job immediately, saying like, "Yes, I get my chance, and I'm going to do." She refuses initially. She's conflicted. She's like, I'm done with the superhero stuff, really. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do all of this. It's not really my thing. And it's in line with her character morph in the first movie after like the first intro scene where she's like, oh, yeah, I want to be top dog. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to be the face of women superheroes, which is fine. But then she, grew up. She had kids. She realized that she had responsibilities to her family first, and she sacrificed her pleasures and her advancement to ensure that Dash and Violet and now young Jack got a life that was normal. They go to school. They got a roof over their heads. They eat and all of that beautiful stuff. So, but then Bob is like pushing her, come on, do it. I want you to do it selfishly for me, and he admits it. But saying, I want you to do it so that you can, give our kids at least a chance to not have to hide their powers or extra as they already do, knowing that they're, um, superhero. So she takes the job, and we see her do fantastic stuff like that. I thought her doing some of the shots in this movie was fantastic. And then when we get to Bob, we see that he's now at home. He's now taking care of the kids. And you would think that they've ruined Mr. Incredible. They've demasculated him or emasculated him or made him a fool, whatnot. But no, he really tries to do this job well. And one of the greatest things that I really liked was when he was like, "Oh, I don't know math, man. What do you mean I don't know math?" So he goes in. He can't sleep because his wife is telling him all about like the exciting mission that they just had. She just had like it felt so great to be a super, and he's like so pressed, but he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna do it. I gotta do it." I'm gonna let you have your fun. So he wakes up in 1 in the morning, cracks out Dash's math textbook, reads through it, wakes up his son, and says, "You know what? We can help you out. I'm gonna help you out." So father and son go ahead, and he helps out his son with math, and that was, like a father should do. I felt very proud of that, because my dad used to do that for me as well, help me out with math homework. So after all of that, we got to see new supers, with new powers and everything like that. The new supers, the new generation of supers that I believe might have been hiding, or they might have been, slightly younger than they could be like the immediate generation after Helen and Bob, who've been like probably hiding all of their lives, um, are now getting out in the open. So they're showing their powers and everything like that. Some of them are very old though in that group, but it's pretty cool. Void was probably my favorite new hero. She got the most speaking lines, of course, but her powers were awesome. Frozone gets to do a lot of cool things. They definitely give him more of an expanded role in the movie as well. The villain in this case, I found very interesting. Her motivations were interesting enough, and she, unlike Syndrome, because Syndrome was like, okay, I'm going to bring back the supers, but I will be the forefront, and I'll give everybody powers. I like supers because I dislike supers. He's like, I dislike supers because you think that your special gifts makes you above everybody. So I'm just going to diminish you guys and give your powers to as many people as I can once I become the hero of the world and I sell my inventions. This chick, who's the sister of the business tycoon, is like, everybody expects you to do everything for them. You've given them a false sense of hope. And because of that, because her father was killed in a robbery, and he expected, like, oh, the supers to save him, but they didn't. And she's like, because of this false, praise, this sense of deification of heroes led to her father dying. She's like, we now rely on you too much, so I'm going to make sure that we illegalize you forever, so that nobody will ever mistake make the mistake of relying on you. So I thought that their motivations, while different, were similar, but I really liked the motivations of this one. So, all in all, the movie was great. I liked it. I thought it was well done. I thought it was well directed. And Elastigirl at the end, she was like, "Hey Bob, it's your turn. I'm done." So while she can still do hero stuff, it's clear that she prefers being with her family. Um, really liked some side notes. Really liked Edna. Edna is Edna, of course. Jack was funny. We see a lot of growth from Violet, of course, starting to get out of her shell. In the first movie, she became even more out of her shell than kind of like, was kind of, betrayed when Bob um, 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 had Dicker erase erase her whole memory out of her pretty much potential boyfriend's head, Tony Ridinger. Thought that was pretty funny. And but she grew up on her own, and I expect the children, if there's a third movie, God willing, to have a bigger role. And the Underminer is still out there because he was never caught. But this brings me to what I wanted to do, what I wanted to say. Um, I mentioned Star Wars, and we all know the problem with Star Wars. The Force Awakens was like, rehash, we'll give it a do. Rogue One was like, okay, let's build in. We got to see what happened to lead up to this moment. I liked Rogue One. I know people might not have liked Rogue One, but I like Rogue One. Then we get to the Last Jedi, where you crapped on everything that the past stood for, and that's not what we wanted. And this is where Incredible succeeds. It doesn't change the family dynamic. Nobody is like crapping on each other. Nobody crapped on Bob. Bob gained like a better idea of his family. He learned better. He's stronger for it. And it would seem that Helen Parr realized that, yeah, I can still do the hero gig. I'm confident in my skills. I know it's never been a question of whether or not I could do it. It's a question of whether I wanted to do it. And clear enough, her family has always been the case. And even Violet's like saying, I'll take care of Jack, Jack. Mom, you go. And she says the same thing to Dad. Dad, you go and help stop the ship. I'll take care of it. This is you. Same thing with Dash saying that, okay, you know what? These are our parents who are going to do it. They respect their parents, the kid, and the parents in turn value their children. The family unit is very much strong within them. We see a lot of camaraderie. Frozone even opening up his home to the Pars, saying that my door's always open. This was before they got that chance to become supers again. In Star Wars, we see a Luke Skywalker that's not the optimistic who we all thought was going to be like the Yoda, the kinder, an even kinder version of Yoda, the one who'd be imparting wisdom, teaching people, learning from them, not what we saw in the Last Jedi. Um, we see Han Solo denigrated. We see everybody denigrated for the sake of just political machismo, and it ended up dividing the fan base. And now this was a movie that everybody wanted to expecting to see because of Luke Skywalker. Like all the nostalgia was ready. We're going to see our man in action. Similarly with The Incredibles, oh my gosh, we've all waited 14 years for this movie. We finally get to see our favorite Pixar superhero family back. They're gonna kick ass and do everything. And lo and behold, The Incredibles 2, they did that. They did it well. We gotta see them all in action. We gotta see everybody do their thing. We gotta see a very cool villain. By the way, didn't expect the villain to be who it was as I was watching this film. It was an honor to see this movie come through. I'm motivated to see it a second time. So, you know, films can still be made for good old fun, for good old fashioned fun, to include people of all ages and educate them in a correct way without beating them over the head about it. And this was once again a fantastic film. And I give this one a 9 out of 10. I mean, yeah, it's not the first one, and there's some things, maybe the mystique of them doing all that, or the fact that The Incredibles back then was so fresh that it was so good. But I'm happy with this movie, and I'm saying you guys should watch it. Yeah, get out and watch it. So, thank y'all for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notifications. Make sure you're notified. Once again, I do these reviews for you, the people, because I want to discuss good movies like this. You know. So, thank y'all for watching, and I should have more videos up tomorrow.